I wasted no time field testing my brand new G-Shock Mudmaster. In fact, we were loading up the family van while I was chaotically unboxing the GGB100XM. When we all jumped in the van and drove it to Caprock Canyon State Park, in that brutally hot desert canyon in Texas was the proving grounds. The very first trial by fire for this watch. And I had to sync it up to my phone while we were driving, which was a challenge because as you go into that canyon, you lose cell service. But the first order of business when we got there was setting up camp. All right, the Mudmaster GGB100XM is displaying the sunrise and sunset on the bottom LCD screen. The sunset is very important if you're out here camping because you want to have your burgers cooked, your tents pitched, and everything cleaned up and all the trash thrown away for the sunsets and all the chupacabras and wild hogs, yetis, whatever is out here. Come out. You want all the kids in the tent safe and sound. And I don't know if you guys see that light came on because I have the auto light on. When I move my wrist, the light comes on. And we'll see at night, everyone in the tent with me will be able to tell me if this light is too bright because every time I roll around, it's going to come on. And this is where we found out that the GBDH2000 has a blindingly bright automatic light. Remember that, D?
The GBDH2000 kept telling me my sleep was poor every night.
Yeah.
It was the one waking me up with its light through the night.
Yeah. It's like tattling on itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And now you're wearing a Fitbit.
My Fitbit does not wake me up at night, and it tells me I have great sleep every night.
Okay. Yeah. All right. A self-fulfilling prophecy there from these smartwatches. The sunrise is going to be at 6:48 tomorrow morning. And so we'll hit the trail. We have to do our hiking before it gets to be too hot and we die of heat stroke. You got anything good?
I got bacon,
Yeah.
brats, condiments, ground beef, lunch meat, lots and lots of cheese,
Oh, yeah.
lettuce, ketchup, 2 dozen eggs.
Okay. Do we have any C4 energy drinks?
Yeah, we made a special run just for you
Yes.
to get these drinks.
Nice. We can see the sunrise and sunset by scrolling through. You look on the bottom there, sun, and then we'll show you the date, which is today, and it will alternate between the sunrise and sunset. Okay, and so this information is important when you're hiking. I mean, you can't remember that, or you can't forget that. Like once the sun goes down, there's no lights around here except for your own flashlights. So you got to have your tent set up. You got to have your food cooked. You got to have your food eaten, and you got to clean up. All right. So it's really important that you budget your time on a camping trip. And a watch like this will help you. Again, you get the sunrise and sunset as a reminder. Okay. Now, how does it know your sunrise and sunset? Well, when you hook it up to your phone, it will relay to the watch your position on planet Earth, your latitude and longitude. And so that, with that information, it'll give you the sunrise and sunset. All right, guys, come on over here. We got to wash the dishes. There it is. The sun's finally setting. Sure enough. 8:30.
What's that? Where'd it go?
This terrain right here was inspired by the Cracked Earth Mudmaster. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's Venus and that's Jupiter, and they are blazingly bright. We're not even deep in the heart of Texas. We're, West Texas, North Texas, whatever you want to call it. Panhandle, I guess it's called. Look how bright this is. Let me get the Gen X grease off my camera. See that again. Pretty bright, huh? And you can see the loom on the hands. Barely see the loom. Well, actually, I don't know if there's any loom on the indices. Let me charge it up with my Nebo. Hold on. I got the Nebo. This thing's insanely bright. Charge it up. Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. Yeah. So there you go. You have loom on the hands. Even on the seconds hand. Let me press that light button again. It's a light show out here in Caprock Canyon. Venus, Jupiter, and the Mudmaster. There we go. Sunrise. We survived the night. Did the watch wake you up at all? We gotta hike all this canyon today. It's 6:46. Says the sun's gonna rise at 6:47. All right, the sun's a little bit early today. Someone messed up because, like, the sun's out, but guess what else? The moon's out. The moon was actually blindingly bright last night. Actually, this morning it woke all of us up. Never had the moon be so bright that it aroused me from slumber, but that's what happened. Very bright moonlight. Venus, off the charts bright. Jupiter too. Hope you guys saw that. Now we have the sun. The sun bright moggs all of the other stars and planets. Look at this trail. This trail right here is from animals. So it's like the buffalo that wander around here have their own little highways that they go on. See these ants? Look at the ant, oh slugger. There's
Consider its ways.
Yeah, consider these ants' ways. They're up there working. They don't have alarm clocks. They knew to get up and move around dirt and drop ice cream cones or whatever they do. They know. Guys, I'm Hobo-Maxing. This is my Ariat quarter zip. So like I wear this, you know, in the winter at work. It's an FR. But like, it gets dirty every day. I wash it every chance I get. If I get back to the man camp, I throw it in the washing machine. And it's like disintegrated. After 2 years, it's just like tattered. So this is my Hobo-Maxing outfit. But when you're camping, you can Hobo-Max. It's fine. All right, so I get some hobo gear. This is where I stick my elbow. Like when I'm taking off my shirt, you know, like you stick your elbow. My elbow wore a hole.
It's a powerful elbow.
Yeah, and then look at the sleeve. Sleeve's totally frayed because of the G-Shocks. And then, you know, my wrist just busted out of here.
It's too powerful.
It really is. Clothes can't contain me. There you go.
What time is it?
It is 6:51. And if you can't read the analog hands on the Mudmaster, you can always look at the LCD subdial. 6:51. I'm going to change it now. We're going to see what the barometer is. Oh, that's my steps. All right. I've already taken 881 steps, Denise. Do you believe that?
It seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot, but I mean, like I was thrashing around all morning when the moon came out and started shining in my eyes. Day of the date. Can you guys even see this?
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is the barometer with the date. All right, so we'll keep that on.
Where's the barometer?
There's like a scale on the left to show you the change in barometer.
Oh, okay.
So like if the barometer goes from being high to dropping, that's a strong indication that you're going to have precipitation. Okay? So you want to keep an eye out for that. And what I've noticed is out here in West Texas, it's windy, right? So when you have a rise in that barometer, what I've seen is that, you know, wind. Come on, let's go get breakfast. Bacon and eggs, fuel for our hike, which was going up and down the Eagle Point Trail. And the trailhead was right near our campsite. We walked to it from our campsite. And at the trailhead, I got the mission log going on the Mudmaster. And so that will record your journey using the phone's GPS. All right, so you have to have your phone, and it will track all the altitude, gain and lost, your time, hiking, etc. All those stats. It won't record your heart rate because it doesn't have a heart rate monitor like the GBDH 2000. And so some people will be like, well, what's even the point? Well, the point is that you don't have to take your phone out of your backpack. And I was by myself hiking. That wasn't the plan, but all the kids ran ahead. My wife invited her friend. They ran ahead. And so it was just me and Roxy. Roxy was in the backpack. But then after I put the sunshade up, Roxy fell asleep. So I was hiking by myself. I was the only one awake in nearby, right? So the mission log just works in the background, recording the hike. And the phone, I never had to take it out of my backpack. And the subdial defaults back to the altimeter, which shows a graph of kind of like your altitude gain and loss, so you have an idea whether you're hiking up or downhill. Now you might think it's obvious whether you're hiking up or downhill, but over like a long distance, sometimes it is hard to tell, whether you're going up or down, and you don't really realize how much you're going up or down until you've already hiked for a while. And it makes a difference when you're going up and down a trail like I am. Like heading out, I was hiking downhill and didn't realize that until, we turned around and I was like totally beat. So for me, the Mudmaster is really tight. I had it on the last notch just standing there in the garage when I chaotically unboxed it. But as the hike went on and the sun was just beating down in the sky, I was sweating and started getting, bloated, I guess, swollen, whatever you want to call it. And then it got really tight. And so I had to push the watch way up on my hand. It was like it wasn't a wristwatch anymore. It was a hand watch. And that was the only way I could wear it. But despite the fact that it was too tight, it's actually really comfortable. The contours of the watch make it fit really well. It's very comfy, very cozy, despite being big. And the Mudmaster is big, but is not heavy. So, like a lot of other G-Shocks, the designers and engineers there work their magic to get a big watch that fits well. It's very comfortable. Something you have to try out. You wouldn't believe it until you wore it for yourself. So we hiked up the Eagle Point Trail until it met the road. Walked up the roadway for a while, and then the place where we turned around was actually the parking lot for our last hike, where we went up the Haynesville Notch. And we reloaded on the trail mix and the C4 energy drink, and then turned around and headed back. And I was dead. I used the convulsions of heat stroke to power me through the last part of the hike that, because by then the sun was really hot. And I did not stop the mission log right when I got back to the same spot of the trailhead because I was just fixated on getting back to the campsite. And so that's where I stopped the mission log and refreshed myself with another C4 energy drink. And so you can see the results of the whole hike on the mission log using the phone. So you go to the app and it used the iPhone's GPS to have a very detailed map of the hike. But first of all, you like it shows you the step count for the day. And like a hike like that, the step tracker seemed to be accurate because other people on the hike also had their step counters and we all were in the same ballpark. Now in general, the step counter isn't accurate if you drive. In my experience driving, it logs driving as steps. Usually, with a big rig, but you can see that there was like an abnormally high amount of steps the day after we hiked, which doesn't make any sense. It's obviously a problem with it picking up, the steering wheel turning, whatever. But anyways, the mission log has the whole map for you of your hike, what you did, and also a graph showing, you know, the elevation gain and loss, which in this hike is, you know, just like a mirror image because we start and stopped. You know, we hiked in and out, so it's a mirror image, but pretty cool to see. And then if you have the other G-Shock fitness watches that have the heart rate monitor, there's way more details. But this is a pretty good basic rundown of your hike, and that's the mission log for you. Now, some of you may be asking about the trackback feature, which is supposedly what the X in GB100X stands for. I was not able to test that, and the reason was because we went right from the chaotic unboxing to the state park. I didn't read the instruction manual on how to use the trackback feature, and I knew how to use the mission log feature because it's the same thing as on my other Mudmaster, the GWG-B1000, and so, you know, it works the same way and it has a similar result, and it's really cool to see. And it's, you know, if you like that basic type of feature on a G-Shock watch, then this is the one for you. If you want some, you know, more highfalutin, high details, fitness tracking, et cetera, you know, the G-Shock doesn't really give that to you. I mean, there's always a GBDH 2000. You can watch my videos on that. That does have some added fitness features, but altogether it's just not at the same level as some other watch brands. But you do have that G-Shock toughness, and you do have you know, a watch that moggs other watches in appearance. So the next day at breakfast, we had a visitor, a Bison. He showed up to our campsite to eat our grass and scratch himself on our water spout. And they say, you know, stay 50 yards away from the Bison, but, you know, we were there and the Bison showed up to us, so we tried to maintain as much distance as we could from Mr. Bison. Roxana's favorite animal is bison, so she was happy to see the Bison join us for breakfast. And he just, you know, ate grass for breakfast and move on down the road. And that's the cool thing about Caprock Canyon State Park, is that there's a lot of wildlife. We chased around a roadrunner, tried to catch a roadrunner. We could not. I think that next time we go back, I might bring an anvil to try and, you know, drop the anvil on the roadrunner to catch him. We'll see how that turns out. Stay tuned for that one. But lots of great wildlife at Caprock Canyons. Lots of epic scenery from that sandstone and the gypsum, which I identified with a Texas Rock and Mineral Guide, and also deadly heat. It's like the perfect combination of features. You have animals, views, and deadly heat. What more could you ask for in a family camping trip? Gentlemen, remember, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through him. I'm Jim Kincaid. Thanks for watching.